Now, what goes into that trial preparation? You notice I'm in a casual shirt. Well, that's a lot of the creative stuff that I do trying to prepare these cases for trial happens in my office, happens in this courtroom as I'm working. I want to be comfortable. We do a lot of creative thinking preparing a case for trial. It's like directing a movie, but it's a real movie. It's people's real lives, and we can't mess it up. We have to be right on. We have to be perfect with our execution of what order we present witnesses in, what order we present evidence in, what demonstrative evidence do we show. Demonstrative evidence is stuff we're going to show the jury on a TV or an X-ray. So all those things are things that I'm thinking about constantly and switching around those puzzle pieces to make this movie of somebody's life. And am I going to draw on a board? Am I going to actually literally write something on a board? And if I do, I practice it. I do not just go in on the day of trial the first time and write words on a board or draw something on a board. I practice it in this courtroom, in my office, hours and hours of preparation. There is no real trick to it. And as we're part of that preparation as we go through is not just memorizing an opening statement or thinking about a closing. It's how do we get to know and tell our client's story? Well, again, there is no trick to it. You have to sit down with your client, the human being, and talk to them and find out what is going on in their life. Find out not just if they have a broken arm. Everybody knows that a broken arm hurts. We all do. It's a broken bone, it hurts. That's not the story. The story is, what did this broken bone do to this human being's life? How did it change their life? Did it stop them from doing something they love to do, or make it harder, or keep them from somehow going out and being part of society? What we see with these injury cases and with these human stories is we start seeing this pattern where people stop going and doing the normal life. And it's these small changes to a person's life that we need to tell those stories. Lawyers get tied up with, it's a neck surgery and it hurt and they had to have a cut and a surgeon had to put screws and drills in that. That's all important information to tell a jury about what the injury is. But that is not where the pain and where the suffering of the people's story is. It's in, what did that do? What is the ripple effect of that injury, that neck surgery, to this human being's life? And the only way to really explain this with people who haven't been through it is to give examples. And I had a truck wreck case, and trying to get to know the client, and he comes in, and really I honestly thought to myself, if I'm being brutally honest, is that, man, this guy's a jerk. He's an absolute jerk. But I kept meeting with him and kept getting to know him, and then it finally dawned on me, he wasn't a jerk. He was exhausted. He was completely exhausted. And was it from this neck surgery? Well, yes, but the neck surgery, he had all this pain that went along with it, and he never sleeps. He doesn't sleep for 2 hours a night. Guy hasn't had a dream in 5 years because he never sleeps long enough. Well, that's the kind of process, those hours of trial prep matter, because we get to know that, wow, this guy wasn't angry. He's not a mean guy. He's exhausted. It causes him a ripple effect of his life. He can't work as hard. He can't go out and do the things he wants. It interferes with his relationship with his wife. He has guilt over that. He has guilt over not being able to go with the grandkids and do the things he did before. That is the ripple effect that we have to prepare for, and that's the story that matters at trial. You go in and you start talking about cutting on and surgery and all that's important, but that leaves your clients open to cross-examination about medical stuff. And we probably have medical doctors to talk about that, or medical records. Try telling a human story for your client about incidents where they couldn't finish the pool party with the grandkids, and watch the defense attorney try to cross-examine that client. They can't do it. What are they going to say? No, you're not upset over your life being changed. So that is the process that we have to go through, and it takes all of that time and prep. There's no way around it other than hard work and really digging into the lives of our clients. Now, by the time I get done with this process and all of this time that we spend thinking and going through this, when I know I have it and when I know I'm ready for trial is when I can literally, in my head, and I do this constantly as I move towards the weeks towards trial, is take the trial all the way from voir dire when we're talking to the jury. What are my topics I'm going to say? What am I going to, how am I going to interact with the jury? Possible reactions to me and how I would react to that. All the way through opening, witness order, what objections I might get from the other side and how I will react to those. I will literally play the trial over and over again from start to finish in my head. And when I can do that, I know I'm ready for the trial. I know I'm ready when I can do it in my brain, inside my head, as I'm driving to work or I'm coaching my kids in basketball, and I can literally sit there and think about the order of evidence as I'm at the dinner table at night. That's when I know I'm ready for the trial. I know I'm invested and I put in the time, and that's what you're going to get at Laird Hammons Laird. I'm never going to say I'm better than Jerry Spence. There may not ever be anybody better than Jerry Spence, but Jerry Spence or any other lawyer is not going to outwork me on these cases. I refuse to be outworked by another lawyer. So that's why we put in the time. We put in the time to learn the human story behind our client's pain, not just that hurt. A semi-truck ran over me and it hurt. We all get that. It's what did it do to this person's life that's probably going to last forever, the rest of their life.